Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey guys, and welcome back to My Life's a Joke, the podcast. I'm your host, Rachel, and I'm so happy y'all are joining us again. I would like to welcome back my sister Nancy and a longtime friend of ours, Allie. Welcome to today's show.
Hello.
Hey. Okay, let's get into it today. No fluff. We're talking about what it means to love yourself when life doesn't look how you pictured it. When dreams shift, relationships end, and the version of you that was supposed to have it all together is, well, not here. Today, we're going to be jumping into the people pleasing, the quiet addiction so many women carry without even realizing it. And today, we're going to start learning about how to let all of that go. So, ladies, let me ask this. Have you ever sat with yourself and thought, I was supposed to be so much further by now?
100,000%. I don't think being this age that I was prepared to be where I am right now. I did not think that this was going to be my life at all. I was not prepared to be single over the age of 30, childless over the age of 30, still living at my parents' house over the age of 30.
I
So
agree.
many hurdles.
Yeah, I could definitely second that. Being like, I remember just thinking to myself, like, by 25, I was going to be married. And then by like 27, 28, I would have my first child. We would live in a beautiful little house and have a white picket fence. Like,
Amen.
and then by 30, I would have my second kid and I'd be done having kids by 30. And here I am, 35, and I'm living at home with my parents. And like, I am nowhere near like marriage or kids. And like my life is just very different than what I pictured it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I could totally agree with you guys on that. Being like 26 and not having my life together. I was playing Barbies when I was like, what, grade 4 or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like here's me and here's my boyfriend and we're going to
Mm-hmm.
get married. And then you have the whole little wedding. And then you're like, okay, here comes like my daughter and then like my son. And it's like, oh, the boy and the girl.
Kelly
We were
and
living
Tony.
in like the Barbie dream house and it's like
Mhm.
everything's just working out. And then I'm like, okay, this is going to happen to me when I'm 26. And now I'm 26. I have no boyfriend. I am living in my parents' house still. I'm going probably back to school. I'm going to be like figuring out my life and I'm like lost.
Mhm.
And I know for me, I always wanted to travel and I feel like I haven't traveled enough. So even with COVID, like COVID
Mhm.
like really like just shifted everything I think for everyone. And now I'm just like scared to do anything cuz I'm like nothing's working out. So
Yes.
let me just stay home and cry.
Oh my gosh, that is such a thing. It really like stops your timeline.
It does.
Yeah. It's such a
And
daunting feeling.
mhm. And I can like agree with you guys cuz what I'm looking at Nancy and I'm like, okay, she's 34. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, she didn't follow her timeline and now she's freaking out. But
Not
now I'm
really.
seeing everything working out for you. And I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
like timelines are just going to fall into place at a certain time.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I did freak out. I would say there was a point where I did freak out.
Mhm.
I would say I freaked out the most when I was like 30, 31, maybe even
Yes.
32. But I think after 32, I was just kind of like, okay, it's not happening. Like I can either continue freaking out or I could just continue doing things to help build myself up. And like
Yeah.
that's just basically what I've been trying to do for like the last 2 years of my life. Cause I was like, I don't want to turn into like one of these like crazy 40-year-olds that just still chasing this dream that she had from when she was 25. I said, maybe that's just not the dream my life was meant to have. I was supposed to do something else with my life. So I'm trying to just take other moments and enjoy other moments. But yeah, I definitely still have like that fantasy, I guess. Like that's what I would call it, a
Mhm.
fantasy.
Yeah.
Like it's an I call it the Disney princess fantasy,
Mhm.
actually. That's what
I
it
like
is.
that.
Yeah. The Disney princess fantasy.
Yeah.
And this is basically us just grieving our timelines.
This is true. And I've even thought like, okay, so if I'm not going to have the kid, the husband, the whatever, how can I make my life like fantastic? and thinking
Mhm.
like, okay, like maybe I'm going to be like a traveling nomad. Maybe I'll live here, here, and here. Maybe I'll have different boyfriends in different countries. Like,
Mhm.
like trying to figure out, like, okay, if this isn't happening, how can I make my life just as beautiful?
Yeah. I thought I was going to be like a fitness star. Like,
I love this. You
I
still
was-
should be.
yeah, no, I
And you
definitely,
are.
yeah.
You are, though.
For good life, guys, come find me. Um, yeah, like, no, definitely. And I definitely love my classes. So, yeah, but yeah, and I agree. Like, I definitely was like thinking to myself, like, how can I do and make my life better in other ways that is not revolving just around this like time frame that we were all fed to since we were
Oh my
kids. And
gosh.
like now that we're
Yes.
not sitting and doing it, it's like, and sometimes I look at, like, I feel bad saying this, but sometimes I look at married people and I think, but you're no more happier than I am.
Oh, uh-huh.
Like,
Yep. I got a
sometimes I'm
lot to
like,
say about this. Yep.
I have a lot more freedom for myself that I could do. I could get up and go to the gym if I want to get up and go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I could get up and like buy those really expensive shoes if I want to go buy those really expensive shoes. Like,
Oh, yep.
I can eat what I want to eat for breakfast and I can sit and drink my coffee hot in the morning, right? Like, so there's
Yes.
definite bonuses I feel like to being single and being on your own. And people just
Oh
make
my
you
God,
feel like
100%.
you're not doing it right because you're not married by a certain point, you don't have kids by a certain point. Like, I don't know.
We could make this a whole other segment because the number of people that I know that are in relationships right now and they're like, oh, I'm trying to find myself.
Mhm.
And I'm like, wow, I've had such an opportunity to do that being single. Like, I know who I am.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Me questioning myself, I don't need to find myself.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many people that like got into relationships early and they're just like, oh, there's so many things that they didn't get to do and they didn't get to experience that I'm like, oh, well, you can join me in my life because all I do is experience things for myself.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, it's actually insane.
So for me, I would say what? Because I got into my relationship, I was 23. I was 23,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, everything's working out. My timeline's going according to plan. 24, I was like, okay, this relationship is literally like a mess. I'm like a year into this relationship. I don't know what the hell to do. Like, I'm like, this can't
Mm-hmm.
be my life. But I was like, feeding it and feeding it. I'm like, hey, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Everything's
Yes.
going to work out. I'm like, we got to follow the plan.
Mm-hmm.
25, I like turned 25 or whatever. And oh, no, no, I was still 24. And when I was, right?
I don't know.
Wow, so it was a 2-year relationship.
It was like a 2-year relationship.
Wow,
And
okay,
then I
yeah.
was like, you know what? Like, this is not for me. And I
Mm-hmm.
just like left. I turned 25 and last. So I turned 25 last. When was this? I don't know when I like, I don't know how old I am. Okay, no, I
What's the
turned
timeline here?
25 with him. 25, I'm like,
Yeah,
this
you
is going to
Okay.
be my year. This is going to be our year. We're going to have the best time ever.
Yeah.
And everything just unraveled. And I found out who he truly was. And I was like, I don't want this. This is not for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, I'm 26 next year. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm supposed to be married next year. And then I was like, okay, well, like I'm breaking up with you and I'm going to go find
Good for
myself.
you. Okay, well, can I just say amen to you? I don't even know if
Mhm.
this will be part of this, but because there are so many females that are in relationships, they've done the work,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just like, oh, I don't want to start at square one again, so I'm just going to continue this
Mm-hmm.
relationship. The fact
Yeah.
that you were like, no,
Mm.
is so amazing.
But that's the thing. I think I was more like, okay, I want to stay. I want to work on it. I want to work on
Yeah,
it. But also, no one's perfect. So I was like, that's why I need to stay and work on it.
yeah,
But then I realized this wasn't for me. And I'm like, why am I going to keep staying in something that's so horrible
yeah,
just because I'm trying to follow this plan? That and like I was like, that's when I'm like, okay, this plan's done. Like
yeah,
I kind of just was like, I don't want this plan anymore.
yeah.
And I'm like, I want to find me. I want to do things for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Mexico that summer and I started traveling and I was in Florida and I was like, this is me. Like this is what I want to do. I like this. Like
Yeah.
this is like something I want to start doing with my life. And like he was holding me back. I was like, hey, let's go to Jamaica. No, I can't do that. Okay, let's go here. Let's go there. Finding out this guy's traveling with all his friends now. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go do my own thing.
You
Cause
can literally suck a toad.
yeah. So
And I
yeah.
think that's so important too, is like exactly what you guys were saying. Like when we just start realizing, oh, okay, you know what? Screw the timeline. Let
Hmm.
me just focus on what I want to do. So it gives you opportunities and gives you space to kind of like, oh, I want to go to Europe this year. I'm going to do like when I was 25, that's what I did. I didn't
Hmm.
get married. I went to
Hmm.
Europe
Yeah.
and I had the best time in Europe. And I would like looking back on my 20s, if
Yeah.
I was actually in a serious relationship, if I
Oh God.
actually
Yeah.
got married, and if I actually had kids, like I would not have done half the things I've done with my life.
Yes.
I actually don't even
Hmm.
think I would have done a quarter, and I don't think I would have been as happy as I am. And like, I'm not sitting here saying I'm like super happy and everything. Like, but happiness comes and goes, right? There's moments where you're like, wow, my life is so great and I love it so much. Other times
Yeah.
you're like, fuck this. I'm just like so depressed right now. I don't have anybody. I don't have anything. But like, it comes and it goes, and then you just kind of go through it. And then like, yeah, I wouldn't have done half the things that I did, and like, I really enjoyed my 20s actually.
Exactly. Yeah. You wouldn't trade the timeline that you have now for the timeline that is like the perfect quote unquote. I feel the
Yeah,
same way.
yeah.
Yeah, because it also builds you, it shapes you into who you are today as well.
Yes,
Mhm.
very
Yeah.
much so. Very much so.
Okay, guys, let's shift into the people pleasing because I think it's part of why we stay in those fake timelines too long. We don't want to disappoint anyone, including old versions of ourselves.
Yes, I agree with that. Um, for me, the people pleasing kind of like ended though. Like I do not care to people please anymore. I do not have the energy to give my time to people and make them all feel so good about themselves or how they think I need to feel about myself. I don't know.
But how did you get out of that? So, like, what made you get out of people pleasing? So, for sure, you did it in your 20s because I'm like getting out of it now and I'm at the end of my 20s. So,
Mhm.
what made you be like, shit, I'm people pleasing in my 20s and now I'm in my 30s and I'm getting out of it? I don't know for you too, Ali, like if you're getting out of it or if you're in it
Oh,
still.
yeah. Well, did you want to say yours?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you could go with yours. So
Hmm.
basically, in my 20s, I was very much about people pleasing. I always wanted everyone to like me. I always want to be the nice girl, the good
Hmm.
friend, the reliable friend. But it's like that takes a lot of energy from you, and then especially like if not that I my friends are amazing people, so like they've always given me good energy back too. But the people who didn't give me good energy, I always like left feeling like that cup is half empty and stuff like that. So what shifted for me was like I started being like, okay, this tell me what you want from me. This is what I can do for you. And then if it's what you want, that's amazing, great, we both get it. If it's not, well, it's all I can do, and that's it. I'm not doing any more than what I can do for you. And I started taking on that mind shift after. And I feel like it works, like it doesn't work for other people, but it works very well for me. And like some might say I'm a little bit selfish, but I have a very busy life that I have a lot going on. And like if I cannot do more, I'm not going to overextend myself for people anymore. Yeah, you do what you can.
No, exactly. I've gone through this with a lot of friends. People pleasing
Mhm.
hardcore, hardcore, and just having people take advantage because they know that you're a people pleaser and then
Mhm.
saying things like, oh my God, you're such a good person. No, you're keeping
Mhm.
me in that box to people please so that you can take advantage of me during XYZ, and I'm probably not going to notice it because I'm too stupid. So I woke up to it, and now like I've really shifted my friends group. I have a very select, very small group of friends that I
Yes.
like to
Mhm.
hang out with,
Yeah.
but I am also my own best friend. And I think when you learn to be alone and respect yourself and love yourself
And enjoy your
and
Yes.
and enjoy your own company.
amen,
Mhm.
yes, then you realize it's like so obvious, like when someone's not treating you well and
Mhm.
when you feel like you're in like that people pleasing mentality. But people pleasing doesn't do anything for anyone. People who
Mhm.
are given it, they're not happy. People who are doing it, they're not overly happy either.
Yes. And like honestly, one of the big things, not that I try to bring up like exes and stuff like that, but one of my exes, I constantly, no matter what I did for this man, guys, I constantly tried to be the best girl. I'm like, one of these days he's gonna realize it, like,
Oh my
and then
God.
he's gonna
Hmm.
commit to me, and then we're gonna get in a relationship. And no matter what I did for this guy, there was always an issue. He never once wanted to commit to me. But he took advantage of my kindness, and he took it for granted, and like he took it as, I personally feel like he took it as like a form of weakness, because I was so kind, I was so giving, and I was doing all that because I just wanted him to see how amazing I could be. But like,
Mm-hmm.
until I snapped out of it and realized, like, fuck, like this guy's really taking me for granted, and like doesn't actually value me, doesn't actually value anything I have. Like then I
Yeah.
finally was like, screw this, I'm done.
Yeah. There's no one more wanted than a people pleaser. People
Mhm.
love people pleasers. And the
Mhm.
moment you say no or you build up those boundaries, people start being like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
One big thing that I really thought to myself in people pleasing and like who are my friends, who are not my friends, is I thought, like, okay, if I were to end up in the hospital one day and I was there for 5 days, how many people can I really trust to come visit me? And
Mhm.
I was like, okay,
That's a
there's
good
not a
one.
big number.
Yeah.
That's a really
Yeah,
good one.
it's
So
kind of morbid.
Yeah.
for me, I would say like I probably cut out all my friends. Like I know it's bad to say, but I just don't feel like I need those people because but for me, I have 5 sisters. So
Hmm.
like I can turn to them no matter what. Like I have them. I know they have my back. And for friends, I just like you said, who's going to come visit me in a hospital bed? Like that's such a good like
Yeah.
analogy.
I think you're also like in the phase now of cutting off being the people pleaser, where you've just come out of it basically, and I'm like, fuck it, I've been out of it for a while now.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
like you're like now in the process of needing to cut out and like doing that whole like, how, who would come visit me.
Mhm. I just feel like too, like I put so much of myself out there and I'm wasting so much energy on people that I'm just like, you're not gonna, no one's ever repaid themselves like the way, if I were to do something for you, no
Hmm.
one's done it the way I've done it. And it's like, that doesn't make me, I don't feel like it makes me like this person, like, oh, like you need to do what I want you to do kind of thing. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, like, I would go over and beyond for you. So I would want that same respect back. And I don't think I've ever felt that kind of respect from someone. So why am I putting so much energy into that? So with my sisters, I know we'll go over and beyond for each other.
Yeah.
But for friends, I'm like, okay, well, you're a friend. So when I see you kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I'm more of that friend where like if I don't talk to you for a long time, but then after we pick up like 2 months later,
Hmm.
like we'll pick up from where we like last like we're off or whatever, and like we'll have a great time together kind of thing.
Yes.
You know?
No, you guys are all amazing. You guys are really great. And you know what? They always say, like, they, people, whatever society, you shouldn't have expectations with friendships, but I totally do not believe in that. I think that you should have
I
certain
agree.
expectations in friendships, just like you have expectations in relationships. Where are you going to go date Joe Blow on the side
Yeah.
of the road? I've been there, I've done that.
And you're
It's not
setting,
worth it.
yeah, and you need to set those boundaries too for friendships as well, right? And like, just to build off what you said, Rach, too, like I now learn, like, I'll give to you what you give to me, basically, like, because
Mhm.
it's true. Like I feel like I've always done above and beyond, and I was feeling like depleted from that. But it's like, now that I give to you what you give to me, like if you show up and like say you bring me a coffee in the morning, right? And I'm like, wow, that's so thoughtful. Like you're just doing that for no reason. Like, and then I'll try to build up the relationship. Like, this is somebody that would come and bring me a coffee in the morning, like knowing that I love my morning coffee and stuff like that, right? So like I'll try to think of, yeah, like think of little things that I could do back for that person as well too. And not just
Exactly.
because they just did that, but because I'm seeing that they're giving to the relationship the way I would want to give to the relationship.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I agree with that. And I think like even in relationships, like it just comes naturally where friendships, it's more kind of like you have to kind of build off of each other,
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
But even like the workforce, I'm getting a lot of like people telling me, okay, so like if our boss says, okay, like you have to go do this, this, and this. And I'm just there, I'm like, well, I don't really have to do that. Like that's not in my job description.
Good for you.
Um
Good for you.
and I just don't, and
Yeah.
I feel like, and people are like, but you're gonna say no to him? And I'm like, well, do I get paid for it? Like, I'll do it if you guys pay me, but I don't feel like you really need to please. And I feel like I'm
Yeah.
like, I tell people, I'm like, I don't really get anything for it, so I don't think I'm gonna really do it. I don't know. That's
Oh,
just me.
good for you. I actually told Offeritsia in an email recently. I quit. I went back to Aritzia, whatever, and I like wrote a full email to them.
Good.
And the way that they spoke to me, and they were like, "Okay,
And they didn't say
did you
anything?
drop off your card pass?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I
That's
did."
it.
Okay,
But
check
that
now.
the thing with the workforce is you're just a number.
Exactly.
And that's what I
Exactly.
hate so much because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I'm putting so much effort, I'm putting so much hard work into this, and I'm not getting anything out of it. So leave me alone. I'll do whatever I have to do if I get paid for it.
I always say in the workforce, unless they tell you it's mandatory and they have to write it, this is mandatory. Like this meeting is mandatory. Everything I learned this from an old teacher I worked with. Everything is just a suggestion. So you don't actually have to do any of it. It's just a
Amazing.
suggestion. It's what they think you should probably do
Yeah.
and would make them happy. But it's just a suggestion. That's my life motto now. I'm like, guys, it's just a suggestion. It doesn't say it's mandatory.
I love that. Words to live by, honestly.
All right, guys. So let's move on into what choosing yourself looks like. So, what does choosing yourself actually look like for you now? Not the perfect version, the real one.
I would say for me, it's just about like protecting my peace, doing things that makes me feel good about myself. So like one of the things I love to do every morning, like some people say like, "Oh my god, you're so rigid with your routines." But one of my favorite things to do in the morning is waking up, I make my breakfast, I have my coffee and I just sit there and I just sit and I drink my coffee quietly and I don't have anyone talking to me. And I just love that time. That's my time where I'm just focusing on myself. Then I go for a nice morning walk usually, or I go to the gym in the evening after work and stuff like that. So just things that where I get to focus just in on myself and I focus on like my peace and my time and like things that make me happy and stuff. So yeah, that's what choosing myself looks like to me. And I'm used to doing that. Like I don't have anyone where I have to like answer to.
Allie, how about you? How do you feel like, because you're also single right now. So,
Very
like, you're like
single.
doing your own thing, you're finding yourself, you're
Yeah.
doing you.
I'm
So,
not even dating. I'm not on any dating apps. I think the
same.
last time I went on a date was like February.
Okay.
Yeah, I really don't.
But that's good.
Yeah, but yeah, choosing me, what does that look like? Same thing. Like protecting your peace, protecting your energy is
Hmm.
so big to protect your energy. Um, I take myself out on dates all the time. I love watching
Hmm.
movies. I'll go watch movies.
I
Like
love that.
I don't even know how many movies I've seen this year.
Oh, I love
It's a
that.
lot. It's a lot.
That's
Like
really good.
I go like I don't know, maybe 3 times a month to the movies by myself.
That's
I'll grab
amazing.
myself like popcorn and
Oh,
poutine, like a pulled pork poutine, a Coke,
Yeah.
and I'll have a great little movie date with myself.
I think that's so good though. Like I love that. The fact that you just go and you do it by yourself too. I think that's
Yeah.
amazing.
I know. I want to be. Okay. So, I've been trying to see Lilo and Stitch, and no one wants to come with me.
Oh my God.
So, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just going to go alone.
You
But
totally
I've
should.
never done a movie alone. And I just did the Kendrick Lamar concert alone. And
I was just gonna say, like you just did the Kendrick Lamar concert alone. You did amazing with that.
so that was my first concert ever
I'm
alone.
so proud of you.
It was the best time of my life. And
Oh
I don't
my
know how this
God.
happened, but they put like a bunch of like singles people like in one row because my ticket got upgraded. So I got to move down. So I was like, this is
Oh my
awesome.
God.
And then I realized there's like a bunch of singles, like people just like coming up or whatever. And I didn't really talk to them or whatever. I just did my own thing. But like I was just dancing the night away. It was such a good concert.
Oh
I
my
felt
God.
so good. I felt like in my own like era, like my own bubble. And I was just
Yeah.
like, this is it. Like I like this. This is actually a lot of fun. Like I can actually see myself doing more concerts alone.
Oh my
A movie I
God.
haven't done, so I do kind of want to try it. But
I
it's like I'm dating myself right now and I feel really good.
That's amazing. You know what? Honestly, there's such strength in being like independent and being able to do these things.
Mhm.
I've never done a concert by myself, but I think that's so fucking cool.
Okay, but for you, like I see you and you're doing like solo thing, like trips.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's insane. So my big one for my 28th birthday, I want to do Australia because that's my champagne birthday. And I'm like,
Come
Australia's
visit
been a
me.
place, it's been calling me. I'm like, I feel like I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to plan that, but like I'm so scared. Like I don't know how to do anything solo. And I feel like just starting in your own city maybe.
Maybe you could do what she did and do the G adventures too. Like that'd be good for you as well.
Yo, shout out to G Adventures. They're amazing. Kentucky Top Deck as well, blah blah.
We're
But
looking for sponsors.
yeah. Pay me to travel, please.
Yes.
Pay us to travel. No, honestly, Kate, when you travel by yourself, even if it's in a tour, you are the only person that you can rely on. And
Mhm.
you are able to see how strong and how capable you are. And it's phenomenal. And if you go to a country where they don't speak English, like it's not the first language,
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
Really?
It's
I would think you're like
wonderful.
on your own. Like you're literally like on your own. I don't know. I would be so scared. Like that's why I'm like
Yeah.
terrified.
Oh,
I don't
it's
know.
I know. I wanted to do Portugal, but I immediately was like, okay, Rach, do you want to do Portugal with me? Like, I don't do it by myself. But my girlfriend did it alone last year.
Yeah.
And I admire her so much that she just went up and she like got on a plane and just went to Portugal. Then she like lost her luggage and she was
Oh
in
my
Portugal
God.
without luggage, but they gave her like 50 euros a day to go buy clothes. And I was like, that's amazing, girl. Call me every day. I'm here for you. She was
Yeah.
calling me like, she called me like, I would say almost every day because she was like freaking out for like the first few days. Like, oh my God, I lost my luggage. Like, this trip is not going as planned. But like, it's exactly what you said. Like, she
Yes.
had only herself to rely on.
Yeah,
And then she came back and like, she literally said that was one of the best trips of her life.
exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah. I always recommend starting with a tour
Yeah.
because you also get like a guide with you. And like, if it's a place that you're not familiar with, they can tell you about the country, things not to do, things to do. You just get
Mhm.
to learn more. They can teach you the language. Again, if it's, but starting with a tour is fantastic.
Mhm.
But like, okay, so I'm moving to Australia soon. I'm
I'm
terrified of
excited.
moving to Australia. I can do the tours, I can do trips, I can be away
Mhm.
for 3 months, whatever amount of time, that's fine. But actually moving to a place and like settling down is like terrifying to me.
But you feel like you have that calling there.
I do. For a long
Yeah.
time, I feel
Yeah.
like I've had that calling. But yeah,
So.
traveling is, you know what, honestly, with a lot of things, it's all in your head.
Mhm.
Like you're so afraid to do certain things. Like
Mhm.
I remember years ago, we had this tenant and she actually mentioned, oh, I'm going to see a movie by myself. And I thought, this woman is fucking crazy. She's going to a movie by herself and now I'm doing it. And I'm like, this is amazing. But like I wouldn't think, even at the age of 26, going to a movie by myself, oh my God, what if
Mhm.
someone sees me? What if someone says something? Here's the
They're
thing,
gonna
no
think I'm
one,
a
I
loser.
know exactly, I'm such a loser. Literally, no one cares. And if they
Yeah.
do, they can suck a toad.
Honestly, I just don't want to be that person that's like sitting in the back of the movie theater eating my popcorn, like crying to like the movie or
Bro,
whatever.
that is me every day.
Sometimes there are, in all fairness, sometimes there are some of those weird people in the movie theaters. You're like, oh my God, like, why is this one at the movie by
Yeah,
themselves?
but
Like,
you just be a
so,
cool hot girl.
yeah, you'll just be a cool hot
Yeah.
girl. You won't be like one of
Yeah.
those weird creepers.
A nice outfit.
Yeah. And they'll be like,
Just like
why is
chill.
this girl by herself at the movie? She's so cool looking.
No, literally. And if do you like horror movies? I go to horror movies by
Oh my God, I
myself.
could never
And
do it by
people are
myself.
looking at me like, this girl, like, obviously they're probably thinking I'm crazy, but in my mind, I hype myself up so much. They're like, wow, this girl's so brave. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I know. Well, all of you guys are screaming and whatever. I'm just like sitting back eating my popcorn and giggling at these scenes. No, I watched Bring Me Back. Or wait, no,
Oh.
Take Her Back?
I think it's Take Her Back.
Take her back.
Take Her Back? That's the one I saw.
Oh my God, I can't believe
Oh my
you watched that
Was
one.
it scary?
Yes.
Yes.
That's very scary.
You seen it too?
I seen the previews. I got scared off the previews.
No, the
Oh.
previews are terrifying too.
The previews were really scary. I didn't watch the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear about this movie.
I also watch Long Legs by myself.
What is that?
That's another horror movie.
Which one is that one? Is that like is that one with that black like quilted lady or whatever that was like standing outside the window? No.
No.
Okay. I'm thinking of another one. I don't like watching.
Okay, guys, I just
Yeah.
wanted to go see Lilo and
Sorry.
Stitch.
Sorry.
Like-
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But no, but like, okay, for you also, I also feel like, okay, you're doing all this stuff on your own. And like you said, like doing the tours on your own, you can do it. But having that calling to Australia and you being so terrified, but I think you getting there and actually settling in is just like okay, I can do it. Because it's
Mhm.
right now, because you're like, okay, what's going to happen there? Like, I'm scared kind of thing, right? Like, you're having all the fear. Like, I'm having the fear to just travel alone. You don't have that fear because you've already done it.
Yeah.
But you going to Australia, you just got to kind of like rip off the band-aid.
Exactly. I just have to go. And because it's
Mm-hmm.
some place that's so expensive,
Mm-hmm.
like to travel to and to travel from,
Mm-hmm.
I'm using that as like another roadblock where I'm like, I don't have the money to spend $1,000 on a flight ticket to go back home. Also, my
Yeah.
parents are going to be coming, I think, in like December or January. So that's really going to force me to
Are you renting a
literally
place there?
stay. I have nothing figured out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you just probably have to figure out like a place to rent.
So I would say for us, like choosing me has looked like sitting alone and not rushing to fill the space, letting it be quiet, letting myself be enough. And just like all of us, like we've all just kind of found our peace. And that's kind of what we were going with.
And just
Exactly.
doing what makes us feel good and us feel happy.
Yeah, the peace within yourself.
So, what would we tell the girl who's tired? Let's close it out like this. If there's a woman listening right now who feels behind, too tired to keep pretending she's okay, what would you tell her?
I would say that the being behind is a lie. There's no finish line. You're on your own journey. You're on your healing journey. You're on your growth, and you're on your own glow up, if that's what you want to call it. It's still happening, even if it's quiet, even if it's not happening as fast as other people's journeys are happening. You just have to kind of trust your process and just let it be. Sometimes we put so much energy into why isn't it happening now? Why isn't this working out for me? But sometimes if you just kind of like take a step back and just let the pieces fall, you'll realize they're kind of falling where they're meant to fall and they're coming together the way they need to be.
Everything gets like pieced together. It feels way better. Like realizing when you're like, oh, like I would have missed out on this if I stayed with this part of me and like did kind of everything that I know. So if I were to like be like, oh, well, this relationship feels really good, so I'm gonna just stay with it because like, okay, it's working out, but it's not actually, and you feel like it's just falling apart, but you're just staying in it. Just get out of it because there's probably something way better on the other side, right?
Amen.
It's like when you're in a relationship for so long, like a 7-year relationship, and you're like, hey, I'm not happy. And you're like, hey, like, what am I gonna do? And you get out of it, and then next thing you know, your husband's like around the corner. And you're
Amen.
like, wow.
Yeah. To the girl who's tired, I'm going to say, I'm sorry that you're going through that right now. And it
Mm-hmm.
fucking sucks. And no timeline is guaranteed. And I'm not going to say to that person, you're going to find your person because I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you will. But you
Mm-hmm.
have to find the person within yourself. You have to be your own best friend, your lover, your whatever you need to be for yourself.
100%.
Um, but it's rough. It's definitely rough. But at the end of the day, you got you and you have to believe in yourself.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the storm ends. Like what they say, you'll go through the storm, and there will be a rainbow on the other side, right?
Amen.
Well, yes, but I don't want to be the negative Nancy if you say this.
Manifest.
But like when one storm ends, there's always another storm that's going to come, right? So
Hmm.
you just have to prepare yourself every single storm to be ready for the next storm. Whether it's a big storm or a small storm,
Yes.
there's rainbows in between too. So you just have to
Yes.
enjoy those times as well. But you can't just be looking at like the grass being greener on everyone on the other side all the time. Like because they're fucking tired over there too.
Exactly. And they might not be talking about it as openly
Yeah.
as other people. They
Yeah.
might be like really closed off.
And they
Mhm.
might be looking at your grass and thinking, wow, their grass is really green too.
Yes.
Social media, don't believe it.
I had this happen to me recently
Oh, tell
where
us.
someone was saying, like, oh my God, you travel a lot and you do this and you've experienced that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I hate my life. Thank you so much, but it's going awful right now. But
Yeah.
you know what? I have a great one of my friends told me this great quote, and it goes, um, like you can't expect perfection. Everyone's living their life for the very first time.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
actually
love that.
that's
We
actually a really
haven't
good
been here
quote.
before from what we know. we're all here for the first time. We're all experiencing it for the first time. You could see Susan and Tom having a great life. You don't realize that in maybe 5 years down the line, he cheats on her and they're broken up.
Yeah.
You can't look at other people and see like, oh my God, they have it all together, because you don't know what their timeline is either.
Yeah.
Amen.
And you're always going to take and compare your worst aspects of yourself to great aspects of other people. And like, that's because that's what they're going to show you. Exactly what you said, Rach. The social media, they're only going to show you the highlights of their life, right? The best parts, right?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah.
Well, who's really going to look at you sitting on the couch, like crying your eyes out, watching like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and you're like, okay, like all I said was hi and I lost him. I'm crying, like, right? So I just feel like a big thing, like, I know so many people that can get into relationship after relationship after relationship. Are they happy? They could be, or they could just be miserable, and you wouldn't know that because they're posting only the good parts of their relationships.
Exactly.
And it's even the same thing with like you said, traveling. Like you could be traveling and like, be like, oh, this is so great, but you can be like really exhausted. You can be like, hey, like I want to go home. Like I'm homesick.
No, exactly. I actually did that when I was in Asia. I try to make my social media very like transparent with like how I'm feeling. Even when I was in Morocco, I was like, hey guys, so I have a really shitty roommate and like this is what's happened so far. I don't know if you guys watched that one, but I was
didn't see
like
that
very
one.
open on it. Yeah.
I love it. I was like, this is so good. I'm like, because you wouldn't think you can get a shitty roommate. Like, I didn't think that. I was like, oh, well, like, if you're going on vacation, like, everyone's going to be happy. Everyone's going to be enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like, you're in a different country. This is great. I would never think that you would get a shitty roommate, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I love about you, Allie. Like, you're like a very like open, honest person. And like what you see is what you get. Like, there's so many times where I'm having conversations with people and it's like you find out like they broke up with their boyfriend and they're like, yeah, but like the last 3 years have been really difficult. And I'm like, I've talked to you the last 3 years and like you've literally told me it's been so great and so good and like everything. And like now all these things are coming out that like, I'm like, wait, what? Like you had all these problems and you didn't ever share it with me. Like, I get it. Like you don't want to, like, obviously there's issues. You don't want to share it and stuff like that. But like, you made it seem like it was so perfect. Like you could have easily just been like, yeah, we're having some like issues. Like I'm dealing with this, this, and this. Like be a little bit more open and honest about it, right? Especially because I thought we were friends, but yeah.
I can say the flip side to that. There have been people in my life that have been very honest about their relationships, and I love that they're sharing it with me. But now that I'm on this journey of like, this is what I deserve in a partner, if I'm hearing too much toxic stuff, I'm like, you cannot talk to me because I actually won't want to be around your relationship. I don't want to be the person that hears it, because I'm eventually going to go up to you and I'm going to say, why are you still in this?
Yes. And I've seen that too as well. I've seen that too as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a really good friend. Like I would want someone to be like, hey, like I don't think this is for you, because then I can take it and be like, okay, is it for me? And kind of question myself and be like, okay, maybe she's right, or maybe I'm like, okay, I don't want to listen.
That's how you would take it. But like I've actually had that situation, and then remember I like said something and like it caused a huge like strife between me. Is that the right word, strife?
Yes.
Like a huge thing between me and my girlfriend, and I had to learn like, okay, I either lose this friendship or I just learn to deal with her and her partner and like and like just take myself out of it and like kind of limit the friendship a little bit. So
you have to create that boundary.
Yeah, I had to create that boundary because she didn't look at it and be like, okay, I have to reflect on this. She was just taking it that I was attacking her and attacking her partner, and I was just like, oh my God, Nick, I think you deserve so much better. But like, okay.
And ultimately when someone gets into a relationship and they're older, like they're in that front driver's seat and the passenger seat is their partner. You then are in the back seat and there is no way getting in that middle seat.
No, you're not even in the back seat. You're freaking in the trailer attached to the car behind. Like, and like
it's true. You're not even with them anymore. No, honestly, it's true.
You're driving in the car behind and trying to catch up. Like, girl, you're going the wrong way.
I think that this isn't the right relationship for you. She's like, fuck off. I don't care.
Fuck you.
Throwing pots of fans out her window.
The Elmo, the Elmo. Fuck you, get out of my way.
No, but seriously.
Yeah.
This
It is hard.
yeah.
But I feel like also like that's a true friend though too at the same time because it's like okay, they have my back.
Mm-hmm.
So I see it both ways and I totally
Yeah.
get it. And that's the thing, like you said, you gotta know how to approach it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's a
the
soft,
boundaries, the
a
all
soft
that
approach
stuff.
too.
I think you also have to know, like, and this is really difficult to say, and I don't know how much people are gonna hate me for saying this, but you also have to know, like, okay, these are the girls that will stand to be cheated on and will stay.
Mhm.
And you almost have to like swallow that and accept it and be like, okay, although that could not be me, that's
Mhm.
okay. If they're happy continuing it, I just need to be happy that they're happy.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's a lot of like
Yeah.
when it gets to the nitty gritty like that and they still want to stay, like
Yeah.
you've lost her at that point. It's really sad.
I know. And like sometimes you have to let them kind of go through that journey on their own. And when they're
Yes.
ready to come out of it, they maybe they will. Maybe they'll never come out, but you
Mhm.
have to be hopeful that maybe they will come out. And then when they come out of it, then you have to be that friend to support them on coming out of it because that's when they're going to be dealing with all that relationship trauma that goes with it.
Yes.
So, yeah,
But
there's a lot
also,
involved.
as a friend, if you can't hear that, you have to be able to say like, I can no longer listen to
Yeah.
this. I love you, but like if you also want me to have a good relationship with your partner, I'm not the girl to talk to
Yeah.
about the difficulties that you're having with said partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend, like, she realized that too. We've kind of created that boundary. And like, I'm very respectful to her partner. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's a nice person. I'm not going to say he's not a nice person. He's always been super respectful to me. I just think the way he treats her, she deserves better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
I love that. And yeah, no, I honestly agree with both of you. And I
Mhm.
don't think what you're saying is harsh at all. And I think
Mm-hmm.
people can take it the way they can take it.
Yeah.
And if you can take it and resonate with it and do something with it, then sure, amazing. You're gonna wake up and smell the coffee.
Yeah, literally.
But yeah. So I think that's it for us guys. I think that went really well. Thank you so much, Allie, for coming.
Oh my god, let me know when you want me to be back.
This conversation was really great, actually.
I feel like it could still go on, but we're gonna cut it there.
Yeah,
because
we
could
we
talk
gotta cut it,
forever.
literally. Thank you so much for having me on, ladies.
Thank you. We will definitely have you back. This was fun.
Fantastic.
I had a lot of fun. Okay, guys, that's it for our episode for My Life's a Joke. If this has landed for you, send it to someone who gets it or just sit with it and let it hit where it needs to. We're not behind, we're not broken, we're building slowly, deeply, and honestly. We'll catch you next week. Until then, love yourself a little louder.
Bye.
Ciao for now.